Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. You may recall last month there was that big summit of EU leaders and Keir Starmer, and it became quite apparent that Starmer himself wanted to get us back in by the back door or by any means necessary. And one of the big things that was mentioned was the question of our defence, our army, our navy, our air force and everything else, and who exactly has control over it. Well, I saw an interesting article today which I want to read to you and react to, which really doesn't surprise me, in the fact that an EU member state has basically turned around and gone to Great Britain, and in particular Keir Starmer. You never guess who it is. One of his mates from that train, Macron. So, here goes. Sir Keir Starmer's Brexit reset deal with the EU could risk being undercut by France, following reports that Paris could block Britain from getting in on a European defence programme. I don't know if you remember that. That was this pot of European money that we would apparently have access to if we agreed to certain things. So straight away I'm wondering whether he signed us away and signed us up to A, B, C, D in return for certain guarantees, and we've already been shafted. Wouldn't surprise me at all. France is said to be shutting out competitive British firms from accessing European defence industry programme, effectively barring the UK from a multi-billion-pound market. So it sounds like there are firms in this country who could benefit from producing military equipment, weapons, whatever it happens to be. And money talks in war, doesn't it? And the French have basically turned around and said, no, you're not having that. French diplomats have insisted the programme should only include EU, Norwegian and Ukrainian firms, while President Macron has long pushed for EU-only defence spending. Like the video I brought out yesterday regarding all the shenanigans with reform, this does feel to me like a predetermined pantomime with an objective at the end. Only EU defence spending. So in other words, we need to be a full member of the EU to get access to this stuff. And we're in such a weakened state, a weakened position with our own armed forces. We're effectively a toothless tiger, despite all the propaganda and bullshit to the contrary. Not even a month ago, we solemnly declared the turning of pages and opening of new chapters in our relationship with the UK, and EU diplomat told the Telegraph. Yet, at the first occasion to turn those words into action, we've slammed the book shut. That's right, the French have stiffed us. Bit like they do with the boats every day. In the past, Starmer has pushed for Britain to be treated like an EU member on defence. Well, that's it just there, isn't it? Starmer has pushed for, so Starmer obviously wants us back in fully fledged. But a Brussels diplomat said back in March, while Macron is playing nice with Starmer in front of the cameras, he's actively working to shut the UK out of the EU's defence spending plans. So you imagine Europe, we're this little speck up here. It's about time we realised, and it's about time we recognised ourselves for the independent nations we could become if we had the bollocks. And unfortunately, no one in power has. And note I said nations and not nation. There's a lot more to come with that. Back then, the government spokesman said, we live in a challenging time. Global geopolitical instability and war in Europe means enhancing our defence capability is important. This includes closer cooperation with the EU, with NATO remaining the cornerstone of our security. So, the long and short of this is that we made certain deals, certain assurances, signed ourselves up to certain things, signed away certain things, i.e. military, and we've been stiffed by the French. Why am I not surprised? Let me know what you think of all this in the comments. As always, if you can hit the like button, I'd appreciate it very much. Subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate that as well. Have a look at this video here. This is an earlier video I did on this subject, and it's interesting to recap on it. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.